This is your 20-minute podcast, where we do our best to give you useful information in 20 minutes or less. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/your 20-minute podcast. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now, here's your host, David Brower.
So, you're talking about true change here. We're not pulling any punches on this, folks. This is a real deal. This is true change that needs to begin with your own will, your own passion, your own purpose, your own motivation. And what you do is help unlock those doors and comfort people, I would assume, because of your tone and your energy, the way you come across on this podcast. You're very much a comforting, hand-holding kind of person to lead them through this process.
Yes, you would describe me to the letter. People need that. People need to understand that sometimes when they see these personal development people and these coaches, at the time they see them, and I'm not discrediting anybody, they see these millionaire coaches and they're always touting success and things like that. But the reality of it is people make mistakes. Tell them about the journey. Focus more on your journey. Focus more on the mistakes that you made.
Yeah.
People want to hear that, man, I hit rock bottom. I was in the situation that you are, maybe even worse. People want to hear that. So when they relate to you and engage with you on that level, now show them how to get out of it. Tell them that it's not going to happen overnight. Tell them even you yourself are still continuing to develop. This is what people need to see. This is what people need to hear. I think we live in a day and time where, there's reality TV, which really isn't reality TV.
For sure.
But there's social media. There's ways to engage in such an efficient way where anybody can click a phone and record and be on Facebook Live or Instagram Live. People want to engage and to know that you are an approachable human being. That's what people want, and rightfully so. As human beings, we need interaction. So what I bring that is different is I bring the reality of who I am first. And then we get into the personal development, because I want you to be comfortable with me as a person. I am a literal person. Doing this interview now, this is me. This is reality. This is real. This is who I am.
Yeah.
So if you were to see me on the street or to see me at a speaking engagement, this is exactly who I am.
Here's what I hear from you: empathy and integrity.
I agree. Experience will do that to you.
Experience will do that to you. That is exactly right. Let's talk. We got another couple of minutes to go. Let's talk about your book. Find Your Amazing 5 Steps to Transforming Your Life.
Now, this particular book, when I started to do this book, I was kind of tossing back and forth with how many pages it should be, a lot of different questions. But I said, you know what? I really wanted to do something where people can implement action. They can take action and implement the steps in the particular book. So this book is really, really focused on 5 areas. But I'm not just explaining the 5 areas to you. I'm giving you action steps that you can take. And the way that the book is written, you can actually go over these action steps over and over and over and over again. It doesn't matter what stage you are in your life, successful, you feel like you're unsuccessful, you can always refer to it in the sense as a manual. So that's how it was written. So the book covers having a vision, having a mission, not only having a vision and having a mission, but how to formulate these things if you have no idea how to do that. It also talks about habits. Most people talk about having good habits and habits for success versus unsuccessful habits. That's fine and well. But in the book, I break down habits a little bit. I break down the dynamics of it. Yes, the 3 core principles of a habit are triggers, behaviors, and rewards. And that's something that I actually talk about in the book, because they all work cohesively together. And it's very interesting when you realize the dynamics of a habit and you start to realize what your triggers are, what your behaviors are from the trigger, and what the reward is. So once you start to understand that and you have a clear understanding of what a habit is, now you can use that and take action to, creating habits that are better serving you and eliminating the bad habits that you already have. Because we all have some habits that we would like to get rid of.
No question about it. And triggers are synonymous with old tapes.
Right? Yes.
You have a great quote here that I really, really like. When your passion, purpose, and talents are in alignment, something amazing has to happen.
It has to.
Has to.
It has to.
No gray area. It has to.
It has to. And it may be right away. It may not be right away. But you will definitely see some progress. And here's why. You are operating in your natural elements. before I really started to take personal development coaching to the level that I have now, I was always dealing with some type of advice giving to, whether it's my family, whether it's my friends, whether it's colleagues, coworkers, always
Sure.
been doing it. And I would always get, oh my God, you're so good at this. I feel so much better. And I'm like, whatever. Okay. Because it's who I was.
Right.
And it really took self-awareness for me to realize, oh my God, this is what you should be doing. This is what you're good at. This is what makes you glow. You smile. You love when you help people. So when I really matched that with my passion, and I truly, truly believe this is part of my purpose, doing these things. So, and it's in alignment with my talent. I'm just good with people. I relate with people. I resonate with people. And I have a skill set of taking my experiences and showing other people how to take their experiences and enhance their quality of life. That's just my skill set. So when those three things were working together, literally things started to happen so quickly, David. I mean, so quickly.
Wow.
To the point where I said, oh my God, where has this been all my life?
Right.
And then I had to think about it. It's because you're operating now in your best capacity. I think Gary Vaynerchuk, he has a quote, and I think he says, you want to work hard at what you're best at. And it's a really, really good quote.
I like it.
Because once you really start to focus your energy on what you're really good at, some amazing things start to happen. They really do.
And there's some work to get to that point. There's some work I would think. There's some work that says, okay, I think I'm good at this. Okay, I'm pretty good at this. Okay, hey, I'm really good at this. Now I can put in the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
For example, there are some things that people love to do.
Yeah.
You know, if I love to play golf, I absolutely love to play golf, but I absolutely stink at it. And it's just, I absolutely stink. I just cannot grasp it. It's been years after years after years after years after years. It may be a hobby. And that's another thing. You have to distinguish. Hobbies can be passion, but at the same time,
that makes sense.
You may love to play baseball, but you absolutely stink.
Right.
And in one of my exercises, that's one of the things I determine. I ask them, what are they good at? What makes them happy? What do they want to do? What do they imagine themselves doing? And it amazes me that the responses I get, because 95%, I'm not going to say 99, I'll go to 95% of the people that do this exercise, literally, they are probably doing 95% of them are not doing anything that they wrote down on this paper.
Oh,
and it
for
absolutely
sure, right?
amazes me.
Yeah.
And I asked them, the $1 million question is, okay, you wrote all this stuff down. You told me all these things that make you happy. Why are you not doing anything that you've written down?
Yeah.
And I never really get an answer.
It's deer in the headlights time, right?
Yeah, I never really get an answer.
Wow, that's amazing. So are you, that baffles me a bit, because are you able to go back to those people that don't give you an answer and work with them in the hopes of getting an answer down the road? Or do they just shut off, or what happens?
No, they actually work with me. Usually the issue is they just don't have a reason. The deer in the headlight look is normally because I've just gotten distracted with life. Everyday life has distracted me. That's usually the reason. And people don't realize how much time has passed. This is like the person that has been, married for 15 or 20 years, and they sit down and have that conversation and say, when was the last time we did this? When was the last time we did that? It's just like time just passes when you get caught in everyday life. And a lot of people are like that. That is a very common thing.
Wow. So what's the next thing you got going on in your life? Are you going to continue finding amazing things in amazing people, or are there other things in your goal set?
Well, actually, what I'm trying to do, the official launch for the book is April 7th.
Okay.
So I'll definitely be touching base with you then to possibly be on the show again and talk a little bit more about the book in detail. So the launch date for that is April 7th. I want to continue to do my media tour and get on other media outlets, but I want to take it to the road and actually do some speaking. Because I really feel this particular type of message is necessary for a lot of people. A lot of people see the different motivational speakers and they go home inspired and motivated, but there's no action there. And I have another quote that I say, motivation without action is simply hype. So a lot of people get hyped up and they don't have the implementation afterwards. So I want to get out on the road and actually speak to different people.
Good for you.
And give them what I call the reality check, the reality of it. Nobody really talks about the ugly side of this particular journey. whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're somebody trying to change a habit or to, enhance your quality of life in any way. Nobody really talks about, I've been there. And not only have I been there, because some people talk about that, but I'm still going through it. We never stop going through adversity.
Absolutely.
And I've read a lot of books from a lot of very successful people who I respect highly, but I don't hear a lot of people talk about, man, I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it. You may see me do podcasts and you may look at me as successful, but let me tell you, my day absolutely sucked today. Okay.
Yeah.
I have issues like you. Regardless, I'm still human. I'm not this untouchable public figure. And I really think that message really needs to be impacted in a lot of speaking engagements, a lot of books, and people need to understand that authenticity of what we do.
Where will you book? Are you going to have it out on Amazon and all those kinds of places?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Amazon. You're gonna be able to download the PDF. It may be actually coming out to the hardback. We'll see, but definitely it's gonna be available PDF, Amazon, all those nice little interesting internet outlets.
If I may be so bold, because by profession I'm a voice actor and I do audiobooks from time to time, and it would seem to me that you need to read your own audiobook.
Sounds awesome.
Because you have obviously, you have the gift, man. You have the charisma, you have the experience, you have all the tools, and you have the book. So why not marry those two and get that book out on Audible too? Because I think you're going to touch a lot of people. I really do.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
Yeah. It's quite a journey you're on, and you are one very blessed man. So continued success.
Thank you very much, David.
You're
and
welcome.
I definitely enjoy this interview, and I hope to be on here soon.
You bet. I like it a lot. Meiyoko Taylor from the beautiful Garden State, I'll say it right this time, New Jersey. And his book is Find Your Amazing 5 Steps to Transforming Your Life. By the time this podcast airs, it will be available on Amazon. And be sure to check it out. And go to his website, too, which is MeiyokoTaylor.com, MeiyokoTaylor, MeiyokoTaylor.com, and learn more about what this young man's got going on.
And actually, they can also connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Meiyoko Taylor as well.
Perfect. Love social media. Hey, thanks, man. Continued success to you.
Thank you. You too, David.
All right.
We'll be in touch.
You've been listening to your 20-minute podcast with David Brower and our special guest, Meiyoko Taylor. And we hope you enjoyed the program. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/your 20-minute podcast.
Until next time, don't forget to download your free audiobook at audibletrial.com/your 20-minute podcast. That's audibletrial.com/your 20-minute podcast for your free audiobook. And thanks for listening to your 20-minute podcast with David Brower.